Welcome to NBA Now by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm Hannah Kulik, aka Laker Han. You can follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Kulik and on Instagram at Hannah Rose Kulik. Okay, so today we have to discuss something that is pretty darn important to us Laker fans, and that is Kawhi Leonard really going to be leaving the Toronto Raptors after being in the NBA Finals? And if so, is he really going to be going to this Los Angeles Lakers squad, especially now that there is just so much drama, so much uncertainty regarding this team? But let's talk a little bit about Kawhi Leonard and this Toronto Raptors situation, because obviously, I think last season when the Toronto Raptors traded for him, no one really thought that they were going to be in the NBA Finals. They thought they were definitely going to be a very competitive team in the East, especially since the Eastern Conference is not as competitive as the Western Conference, as we all know. But now that they are going to be making their franchise first NBA Finals appearance, this is honestly pretty much the worst case scenario for any team who was hoping to get Kawhi Leonard this summer during free agency, because it is very rare for a player to go to a new team and take that team to the NBA Finals only then to bolt into free agency. When Toronto traded for Kawhi last summer, it was actually a pretty big gamble, and it cost them their current face of the franchise, DeMar DeRozan, who had played in Toronto for 9 seasons. He had been an NBA All-Star, an NBA All-Team member. He was a really talented player, but ultimately the Raptors decided that he was not enough to get them into the finals. So they ended up trading for Kawhi Leonard, and this at the time, like I said, was a gamble and it was a risk, because a lot of people felt that Kawhi was just going to be a one-year rental for the Raptors, because he had apparently expressed interest in wanting to come and play for the Lakers or the Clippers. He's a Southern California native, so apparently he wanted to come back home and play in Los Angeles. And at the time, you know, Kawhi Leonard, obviously when he is healthy, he is a top 5 talent. He's a tremendous player, but during this time when the Raptors traded for him, no one really knew what he was doing, how healthy he was, because he had currently missed pretty much the entire 2017 to 2018 NBA season with a quad injury. So he hadn't played in a long time, and because he is such a private, quiet guy, no one really knew how he was feeling or what was going on with him. A lot of people were also questioning Kawhi's character, because as we all know, the San Antonio Spurs are kind of the modeled franchise. They have had so much success, and they're a really respected franchise, and also head coach Greg Popovich is a really respected head coach. So the fact that Kawhi Leonard was really kind of just having this drama and this turmoil with the San Antonio Spurs just really made a lot of people question who he was and really question his character. So at the time when the Raptors made this trade, it really did seem like kind of a big risk they were taking. Obviously, as we all know, that risk did pay off, but I'm curious, at the time when the Raptors first traded for Kawhi Leonard, did you think they were making a mistake? If you do, type Y down below. If not, type no down below. Now, I also want to take a quick second to remind you guys to subscribe to Chat Sports here on YouTube, and to also subscribe to the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel as well. We will have that link down there for you guys as well. It is going to be an extremely exciting offseason for us Laker fans, and I want to make sure that you don't miss a single second of it. So make sure you are subscribed not only to the Chat Sports YouTube channel, but also to the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel as well. Okay, but let's fast forward to this current season, because obviously this risk paid off big time. Kawhi Leonard actually averaged career highs this season. He averaged 26.6 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And then in the postseason, he's averaged playing 39 minutes a game while scoring 31.2 points per game and also getting 8.8 rebounds. He has truly established himself as one of the best NBA players in the league right now, and win or lose this NBA Finals, the Toronto Raptors are poised to be in the NBA Finals for the next upcoming years as long as Kawhi Leonard stays with the team. If Kawhi Leonard leaves, obviously all of this would come crashing down. And really quickly, I know this is a lot of trauma for Laker fans, but I can't talk about this situation without bringing up a very similar situation that happened last summer regarding another talented NBA player, Paul George. Because 2 seasons ago, when Paul George was playing for the Indiana Pacers, we had a little bit of a similar scenario. He apparently demanded a trade to the Los Angeles Lakers, but the Pacers ended up trading him to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which was thought to be just a 1-year rental at the time. But as we all know, he ended up then just re-signing with OKC that summer during free agency. So this is a very similar situation that Kawhi Leonard is in right now. And I think that is why a lot of us Laker fans are very nervous, because Paul George has given us a lot of trauma and we don't want to see this happen again with Kawhi Leonard. But unfortunately, Toronto is in the finals. Kawhi Leonard is looking like the face of the franchise, establishing himself as one of the best players in the NBA. Would he really walk away, especially since there isn't as much competition in the Eastern Conference? If Kawhi decides to stay with the Raptors, they have the ability to be in the NBA Finals for the next, foreseeable future. But if he decides to leave and comes and joins the Lakers or the Clippers or any other Western Conference team, that's obviously going to be much, much harder, because as we all know, the Western Conference is loaded. And it's much harder to be in the NBA Finals if you're playing for the West versus if you're in the Eastern Conference. And if he just decides to stay with the Raptors, not only will he just continue to dominate the Eastern Conference, but he will be able to continue making some NBA Finals appearances and continue to compete for a championship. But at the end of the day, we all know Kawhi Leonard is a very private person. He obviously marches to the own beat of his drum, as he was really excited to leave San Antonio, which I don't really know any other player who would not want to play for San Antonio, especially at the time when he left. So at the end of the day, we don't really know what he is thinking, but this is a huge decision for him, because this is really his last chance to decide where he wants to play while he is still in his prime. Now, I want to move on and try to be positive and just talk about, if Kawhi Leonard does join the Lakers, how would he fit on this purple and gold squad? But before I do so, I want to take a quick second to remind you guys to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's going to be a very exciting Lakers offseason, a very stressful Lakers offseason, and honestly, anything can happen at any second, and I want to make sure you don't miss anything. So make sure to follow me on Twitter at Hannah_Kulik. And if you are also just looking to get in shape this summer, you can also follow me on Instagram at HannahRoseKulik. I also love to post workout videos and fitness tips on there as well. But let's move on and let's talk about Kawhi's fit with the Lakers. So let's just say the Lakers get lucky and Kawhi decides to come and join the purple and gold. What is his fit like with this team? Now, as we all know, Kawhi Leonard is a small forward, and currently the Lakers have under contract Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and LeBron James, who all three also like to play small forward. So does it really even make sense for Kawhi to come and join the Lakers? Obviously, if Kawhi wants to come and join the Lakers, you do whatever you have to do and you sign him and you don't even think twice about it. But it is going to be interesting to see how it would all play out, because we saw last season Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma struggle a little bit because they kind of had to play out of position. And if Kawhi does join the Lakers, I would think then that LeBron would then become the power forward, Brandon Ingram would be a shooting guard, and then Kyle Kuzma would either come off the bench or possibly be a shooting guard. But it would make both Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma expendable, because then we would have 4 small forwards. We don't need that many small forwards. So the Lakers could say, you know what? We have Brandon Ingram, we have Kyle Kuzma, 2 valuable trade assets. Let's go out and let's see if we can trade one of those guys and try to pick up another talented player, possibly a shooter, maybe include it in a trade package like Bradley Beal. So it would definitely be interesting to see what would happen with those 2 guys. But obviously, if you can get Kawhi Leonard, you go ahead and get him. It doesn't matter. He's one of the best NBA players. He would be an outstanding addition to this Lakers team. But I'm curious, if Kawhi does decide to join the Lakers, would you then want them to go out and try to trade either Brandon Ingram or Kyle Kuzma to go and get another talented player, possibly a shooter, maybe like Bradley Beal, like how I mentioned? If you would, type trade. If not, type keep down below. I think if we get Kawhi Leonard, then I think that the Lakers should then try to shop around and see if we should trade Brandon Ingram or Kyle Kuzma to try to pick up another valuable player. I really am very fond of those two guys, and I really don't want to trade those guys, but I think at the end of the day, if we have Kawhi Leonard, we're going to have too many small forwards, and if we can go out and try to get another talented shooter, another talented addition to this squad and try to address any weaknesses that we have, we should definitely go ahead and do it. However, no matter how much I really want to see Kawhi rock that purple and gold uniform next season and be a Laker, it does seem a little far-fetched to me just because I don't know why he would want to leave Toronto after being in the NBA Finals, especially joining a Lakers squad that, like I've been saying, is just filled with so much drama, so much uncertainty, so much turmoil at this time. It just really doesn't make a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, this is Kawhi Leonard we're talking about, and anything is possible. So I'm curious, do you guys think, the million-dollar question here, do you guys think Kawhi Leonard is going to be a Laker next season? Comment down below what your thoughts on this matter are, or if you think he is going to leave Toronto, but he's going to be going to a different team. Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a double thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to also subscribe to Chat Sports on YouTube and the new Chat Sports Lakers YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. We're going to have that all down below. And until next time, Laker Hand is out. Bye, guys.